Hi guys, good afternoon to one and all. Today, I'm a senior chemistry faculty from Navchetana PU Science College in Koppal. Okay, today I am going to discussing about catalysis. I am discussing about actually chapter is surface chemistry. In that chapter, total in PU, the chapter weightage is 6 marks. Here, in 1 mark question 1, another one is 5 marks question 1, they will ask. Total is 6 marks. They will ask 5th question and 31st question. From the PU, second PU is a final exam paper pattern this is. Every previous paper on any paper, question paper, 5th question and 31 question they are asking from surface chemistry chapter 1. Every year NEET, one question is compulsory, one question is equals to how many marks? 4 marks weightage. Okay, next one I am going to discussing about surface chemistry. Subtopic is catalysis. Complete discussion about only catalysis. Okay, what is catalyst? Okay, one more example I will tell you. Before that, I worked in one of the laboratory company. There, I am preparing one of the medicine. That medicine name is ciprofloxacin hydrochloride. In that one intermediate, we are preparing Q acid is the intermediate. Actually, that preparation it requires 12 hours. 12 hours is difficult to prepare that one. Okay, now for energy waste, fuel waste, steam, everything it is waste. After that, same this step, I will do in presence of half an hour. In presence of one more catalyst I am using. One more catalyst. Half an hour. In presence of catalyst I am doing. Catalyst. Okay, now actually 12 hours reaction. What happens now? Half an hour I am completing in presence of catalyst. Okay, now I am going to discussing about the definition of the catalyst. Okay, definition I am writing here. The substance which accelerates the rate of chemical reaction. The rate of chemical reaction and themselves chemically and quantitatively unchanged at the end of the reaction. End of the reaction is called catalyst. That is the complete definition of the catalyst. And that phenomenon is called catalysis. Okay. Once again I am telling the definition. See here all of you. What is catalyst means? The substance which accelerates the rate of chemical reaction and themselves chemically and quantitatively unchanged at the end of the reaction is called catalyst. That phenomenon is called catalysis. For example, I am taking here example KClO3. KClO3 means this name is potassium chlorate. Generally, it is thermal decomposition takes place and it forms KCl plus O2 gas liberating. Balancing I am doing here. This is the balancing. Okay, generally it takes place nearly 673 to 773 temperature. High temperature is required. Several hours takes place. Suppose I will use here MnO2 is a manganese dioxide is a catalyst. I am using the catalyst is here manganese dioxide. In presence of manganese dioxide, it is lesser. Previously it will take high temperature. After in presence of catalyst, temperature also decreases 443 to 553 degrees Celsius. Immediately you may get to 443 to 573 Kelvin temperature. It forms immediately liberation of oxygen gas takes place. This is the example. Actually here one more word is there. Instead of accelerates you can take correct word is alters. Alters word you should use. Here two types of catalysts are there. One is positive catalyst and second one is negative catalyst. Positive catalyst means the substance which increases the rate of the reaction is called positive catalyst. That phenomenon is called positive catalysis. For example, here decomposition of potassium chlorate, it is converted to KCl and O2. Here MnO2 increases the rate of the reaction, that is called positive catalysis. Okay, now after that negative catalysis also there. Negative catalysis means the substance which decreases the rate of chemical reaction. The rate of chemical reaction is called negative catalyst. That phenomenon is called negative catalysis. Okay, positive catalysis I given one example. Negative catalysis, one more example I am giving you. H2O2 means hydrogen peroxide. Okay, now suppose what is hydrogen peroxide means? Hydrogen peroxide acts as a antiseptic. What is antiseptic means? The substance which destroy the growth of microorganisms on skin surface. That is called antiseptic. Example, antiseptic hydrogen peroxide I am taking. Generally decompose into the H2O and O2. For balancing 2H2O, 2H2O2 gives 2H2O plus oxygen 2 2s are 4. Here 2 plus 2, 4 balanced. Okay, now here hydrogen peroxide always decomposed into water and oxygen molecules. Okay, for antiseptic I want means which one is a reactant more I want. Actually don't want decomposition of hydrogen peroxide and oxygen. Okay, that's why I am using here glycerol I am using. Glycerol. When I am using 1% of glycerol, it retards the rate of the reaction or decreases the rate of the reaction. Then these products should not form. Okay, now the substance which decreases the rate of the reaction means products does not form in that reaction. That is called negative catalyst. One more name is inhibitors. Actually you can use 1% of glycerol or otherwise you should use H3PO4. Orthophosphoric acid also you can use. Acetamide also, or otherwise you should use acetamide also you can use. In these three, anyone you can use, but previous question in NEET they asked hydrogen peroxide decomposition takes place. For the negative catalyst or inhibitor is dash. For that one, 1% glycerol is the right answer. Negative catalyst, one example is over. Generally, one more example I am giving you. Okay, that example I am writing here. Okay. That is generally chloroform. Chloroform formula CHCl3. IUPAC name trichloromethane. Trichloromethane. Generally oxidation takes place. It is converted to phosgene. This is a phosgene, poisonous gas. Phosgene. Okay, now generally oxidation of chloroform takes place in air. It forms phosgene is a poisonous gas. I don't want the phosgene gas. Previously, olden days they are using as a anesthetic. Chloroform is used as a anesthetic. Means okay, see here, before doing surgery or operations, we will use the chloroform. That time what happens, suppose you will keep outside means oxidation takes place, then it is converted to phosgene. Here I don't want the phosgene. Then I will use here alcohol. Here alcohol is a negative catalyst or inhibitors. Chloroform oxidation is retarded by alcohol. 1% or 2% alcohol you can take. It retards the rate of the reaction. The substance which decreases the rate of the reaction, that is called negative catalyst. That phenomenon is called negative catalysis. Positive catalyst definition, the substance which accelerates the rate of the reaction. accelerate the rate of the reaction. That is called positive catalyst. That phenomenon is called positive catalysis. Okay, after that I am going to discussing about positive catalyst is over, negative catalyst is over. After that autocatalysis also there. One more word is autocatalysis. Autocatalysis means here reactants are converted to products. One of the product act as a catalyst. One of the product act as a catalyst, that is called autocatalysis. For example, I am taking here AS2O2, ASH3, ASH3 is called RC. RC decomposes, it forms arsenic hydrogen, 3H2 I am taking. 2As plus 3H2. RC decomposed to arsenic. This is an example of, here arsenic acts as a catalyst. One of the product act as a catalyst, that is called autocatalysis. For example, arsenic decomposed into the arsenic and hydrogen gas. There RC or arsenic acts as a catalyst. That is called autocatalyst. Otherwise, one more reaction is there. Potassium permanganate I am taking. KMnO4 means potassium permanganate. In laboratory, you will do the titration called for volumetric analysis. KMnO4. Oxalic acid I am taking. H2C2O4. Oxalic acid formula COOH, single bond COOH. Here hydrogens 1 plus 1, 2 hydrogens H2, carbons 2, oxygens 2 plus 2, 4. This is the formula I am taking. This is the oxalic acid. KMnO4 I am treating with oxalic acid in presence of acidic medium H2SO4. Actual three mediums are there: acidic medium, basic medium, and weak alkali or neutral, weak alkali medium. Okay, KMnO4, oxalic acid, H2SO4 I am taking. Here it forms K2SO4 plus MnSO4 plus CO2 plus H2. These are the products. Balancing Cl 2, 3, 5. Then it forms K2 over Mn also we should write 2. Carbons 5 2s are 10, NCO2. Hydrogens here 5 2s are 10, 10 plus 6, 16 means 8 2s are 60. Okay, this is oxalic acid titration. In final practical exams, we are doing acidified KMnO4 treated with oxalic acid. It forms carbon dioxide gas liberated. But here, what is the product main autocatalyst is MnSO4. Manganese sulfate act as a negative catalyst. Manganese sulfate act as a negative catalyst. Negative catalyst not autocatalysis. The reactants are converted to products. One of the product acts as a catalyst. That is called autocatalysis. That phenomenon is over. And another one is types of catalysis. Types of catalysis. In your textbook, NCERT textbook, they given two types. First one is, okay, before telling that, characteristics I am telling you. Characteristics. Characteristics of catalyst. Points wise I am writing. First point. Actually, catalyst we have to take small amount of catalyst. We have to take. And second one, small amount of catalyst we are taking. Actually, it is in form of solid state. Solid state is that you can make finely divided form. It is more effective. Suppose solid state I am taking. Same solid I will make a powder, finely divided powder. For example, nickel I am taking. Nickel is a solid catalyst. Finely divided nickel catalyst we are calling Raney nickel. Suppose any alkynes you are taking in presence of nickel catalyst you are using, then alkenes and final product is alkenes will form. For hydrogenation we are using. Here nickel is a solid catalyst. we can make in finely divided state, it is more effective. That only second point. And third point, catalyst increases the rate of the reaction. Increases the rate of reaction. Catalyst increases the rate of the reaction. Next one, it decreases the activation energy. It decreases the activation energy. Activation energy. Activation energy simple is EA. Activation energy. Increases the rate of the reaction, decreases the activation energy. Fifth point, it will change the rate constant. Rate constant. Next one, it does not change. It does not change. Catalyst does not change enthalpy, entropy, free energy. Free energy does not change because those are state functions. And seventh point, next one, catalyst unchanged in mass, and chemical composition. But physical composition may change. Suppose KClO3 decomposition, we discussed it. There manganese dioxide act as a catalyst. Before we are doing the reaction, we can use the lumps of catalyst we can use. After completion of the reaction, it may obtain in powder form. Means the physical state will be changed, but not chemical composition. Manganese dioxide chemical composition does not change, but its mass also, molecular mass also, or its weight also does not change. But physical composition may be changed, does not change in their mass and chemical composition. These are the characteristics of the catalyst. One more point is there. It does not affect on equilibrium. It does not affect on equilibrium. But it shortens the time of the equilibrium. Okay, now what is equilibrium? Means rate of forward reaction is equals to upside arrow forward reaction, downside arrow backward reaction. A gives B. A is a reactant, B is the product. The rate of forward reaction is equals to rate of backward reaction. The type of reactions are called equilibrium. Here, the catalyst does not affect on equilibrium. Number of questions they asked in previous paper. First one, small amount of catalyst we can use. So generally it is in solid phase, solid state. Finally divided powder you can use, that is more effective. Next one, catalyst can increases the rate of the reaction. Some catalyst decreases, those are called inhibitors. Catalyst decreases the activation energy. It changes the rate constant, does not change the enthalpy, entropy, free energy, unchanged in their mass and chemical composition, unchanged in mass, but it may change in physical composition. Catalyst does not affect on equilibrium. These are the main points, catalyst characteristics. After that I am discussing about types of catalysts. Types of catalysts. Okay, see here. Types of catalysts. Catalysts. Two types are there. First one is homogeneous catalysis. Homogeneous catalysis. Okay, in homogeneous catalysis, reactants and catalysts both are in same phase. Reactants and catalysts both are in same phase. Here you can write reactant and catalyst both are in same phase, that is homogeneous catalysis. For example, first example I am taking lead chamber process, manufacturing of sulfuric acid, lead chamber process. Here I am taking SO2 plus O2, SO2, balancing. 2 SO2 plus here 3 2s are 6. Here also you should take 3. Here catalyst I am using nitric oxide is a gas. That is gas. Here also you can use the gases. These two are reactants. These two are reactants. And who acts as a catalyst? It increases the rate of the reaction. These two reactants and catalyst. Catalyst is a gas and reactants also gas. That's why we are calling this is homogeneous catalysis. This one. Next one, second example. Sucrose hydrolysis. Sucrose hydrolysis. Sucrose hydrolysis means sucrose formula C12H22O11. This is sucrose present in sugarcane juice. Hydrolysis means addition of water. I am taking here the presence of H2SO4, acidic medium. Otherwise you can write upside of the arrow H plus also, because it releases H plus ions. In acidic medium this reaction carried out, then it forms glucose C6H12O6 plus C6H12O6. One is glucose, another one is fructose will form. Okay now, see here, this is sucrose or sugarcane juice. Sucrose on hydrolysis in presence of acidic medium it forms glucose and fructose. Both are having same molecular formula but different structures are there. This is having aldehyde group, fructose having ketonic group. And next one, sucrose hydrolysis is an example of homogeneous catalysis. Sucrose, it is an aqueous medium. Sugarcane juice is an aqueous medium. Water is a liquid. Sulfuric acid also liquid. Okay now. The reactants all are in same phase. The reactants, these two, sucrose and water is a reactants. Another one is H2SO4 acts as a, this also catalyst. Reactants and catalyst both are in same phase, that is called homogeneous catalysis. And the third example is the ester hydrolysis. Ester hydrolysis. Ester hydrolysis. Okay, now you can observe here what is ester means. General formula is RCOOR is called ester. R plus I am taking CH3, COO, CH3 I am taking. This is methyl acetate. Methyl acetate. Methyl acetate. This one I am doing hydrolysis in presence of HCl. Then it forms simple do hydrolysis, one side H, another side OH type. Then what are the products? Acetic acid, CH3. Acetic acid IUPAC name 2 carbons. 2 carbons means root word is eth. Ethane plus carboxylic suffix, secondary suffix, oic acid. Methane, 2 carbons means ethane plus oic acid, ethanoic acid, this is the name. Another one is alcohol, methanol, otherwise common name is methyl alcohol. Ester hydrolysis forms carboxylic acid and alcohol, both will form. Here you can observe this is ester is in aqueous medium, water is a liquid, HCl also liquid. These three reactants, ester and water, HCl. These three in reactants and catalysts both are in same phase, that's why that is called ester hydrolysis. Is an example of homogeneous catalysis. Next one, after homogeneous catalysis, what are the examples? First one is lead chamber process. There NO we are using, that is also first example. Second one is sucrose hydrolysis and third one is ester hydrolysis. Those are the examples of homogeneous catalysis. After that, another one is heterogeneous catalysis. Heterogeneous, second one is heterogeneous catalysis. Reactants and catalysts both are in different phase is called heterogeneous catalysis. Heterogeneous catalysis, number of examples are there. First one I am taking Haber's process. Haber's process means their nitrogen gas combined with hydrogen gas we are using for the manufacturing of ammonia. We are preparing. Their nitrogen is a gas, hydrogen is a gas, iron we are using, that is in the form of solid. Then promoter also there, that is nothing but molybdenum acts as a promoter. Here ammonia also gas, ammonia no need. Now reactants solid, reactants gas, catalyst is in solid form. Reactants in which form? These two are gases, but catalyst is in solid form. Both are in different phases, that's why we are calling Haber's process is an example of heterogeneous catalysis. That is an example. After that, second one is contact process. Okay. In contact process, same sulfur dioxide I am doing oxidation of sulfur dioxide. Then it forms sulfur trioxide. Okay. Here I am using platinum catalyst. That is also solid. Oxygen gas, sulfur dioxide is gas. Reactants are in gaseous phase. Catalyst is in solid state or solid phase. Both are in different phases. That is an example of heterogeneous catalysis. And third one, Haber's process, contact process, Ostwald process. Ostwald process means in Haber's process we are preparing ammonia on oxidation. It forms NO plus H2O. Now balancing here 4NO, hydrogens 4 3s are 12, 6 2s. Okay, see here ammonia is a ammonia gas, oxygen gas. Here also we are using platinum as a catalyst. It is in the form of solid state. Reactants in gaseous phase and the catalyst is in solid state. Both are in different states are there. That is an example of heterogeneous catalysis. After that, Haber's process, Ostwald process, contact process. And fourth one, hydrogenation of oils. Okay, for example, vegetable oils are there. In presence of nickel catalyst I am using. Okay, now oils in which form? Liquid form. Nickel is a solid form. Then it forms vegetable ghee. Will form vegetable ghee. Okay, here solid state catalyst is there. Reactants in liquid phase, both are in different phases. That is an example of heterogeneous catalysis. Okay, let's once again I am discussing about that. What is heterogeneous catalysis means? Reactant and catalyst both are in different phase. That is called heterogeneous catalysis. What are the examples for that? Haber's process. What is Haber's process? Manufacturing of ammonia. Here we are using iron is a catalyst, molybdenum acts as a promoter. Okay. Next here reactants is in gaseous phase but catalyst is in solid phase. Both are in different phases and that's why we are calling heterogeneous. Contact process, manufacturing of sulfuric acid. This is the one of the step. Sulfur dioxide on oxidation it forms sulfur trioxide. Here platinum is a catalyst, platinum in the form of solid. Another one is reactants are in the form of gaseous. Both are in different phases. That is an example of heterogeneous catalysis. And next one, Ostwald process. What is Ostwald process means? It is used for the manufacturing of nitric acid. Means HNO3 we are preparing nitric acid. There ammonia on oxidation in presence of platinum catalyst. it is converted to nitric oxide. Okay, that is one of the steps for the manufacturing of nitric acid. There you can observe reactants in gaseous phase, but platinum in the form of solid state. This is an example of heterogeneous catalysis. Another one is hydrogenation of vegetable oils. Vegetable oils are there, that is in liquid form. Then you can treat with nickel, powdered form of nickel or Raney nickel you can take, that is in solid form. Then it is converted to vegetable ghee, or one more name is vanaspati, otherwise one more name is dalda, common name we are calling. Oils, hydrogenation means addition of hydrogens further. Next one, types of catalysis is over. After that, mechanism I am going to give. Next heading, adsorption theory of heterogeneous catalysis. Adsorption theory of heterogeneous catalysis. Adsorption theory of heterogeneous catalysis. Okay, for example, here I am using duster. Suppose markering particles as a adsorbate, this duster acts as a adsorbent. Okay, now both the phenomenon we are calling adsorption. That is a surface phenomenon. Suppose this is a sponge, we can dip into the water, it may absorb bulk amount of water, uniformly that takes place, that is absorption. That is the difference between adsorption and absorption. Adsorption is a surface phenomenon, but absorption is a bulk phenomenon. Okay, now next one here, adsorption, it is a surface phenomenon. That is the theory of heterogeneous catalysis. Here some more steps are there. First one is diffusion of reactants on catalyst surface. First step, that is diffusion of reactants on catalyst surface. Second one is adsorption of reactant molecules. Adsorption of reactant molecules. Adsorption of reactant molecules on same catalyst surface. That is the second point. And third point, formation of intermediate. It forms intermediate. Formation of intermediate. After intermediate formation, desorption. Desorption means, suppose those are the chalk piece particles. When I am using duster continuously, means that chalk particles at the surface is there. Okay, now sometimes, okay, next if we can't use further, that's why outside I will go, I can do the dusting. Means removal of adsorbed substances from the catalyst surface. That is called desorption. Sorption means absorption, adsorption both are takes place, that is called sorption. Absorption plus adsorption both are takes place, sorption. Removing of adsorbed particles from the adsorbent, this dust is absorbent, suppose. Okay, now removing of adsorbed substances from the catalyst surface or adsorbent, that is called desorption. Desorption of reactants, reaction products. Desorption of reaction products. Next, fifth point, desorption means removal of reaction products. And next one is, after desorption of reaction products away from the catalyst. Diffusion or products are away from the catalyst. These are the common points are there. Adsorption theory, four or five common points are there. What is the first one? Diffusion. diffusion of reactants on catalyst surface. Second point is adsorption of reactant molecules on catalyst surface, formation of intermediate. Fourth one is desorption, means removal of adsorbed substances. Then desorption of, one more name is desorption of reaction products, the products away from the catalyst. Now that mechanism, I can draw the structure here. One diagram is there, carefully observe that. Okay, first one, catalyst having number of atoms are there, or number of pores are there. Here this is the catalyst, this is the catalyst. Here A is one reactant, B is one more reactant. A is one reactant, another one is B also one more reactant. These two are reactants. Okay. Suppose this is the catalyst surface, the surface of the catalyst. Catalyst, first one, diffusion of reactants on the catalyst surface. First step is over here. Now what happens here? Same structure I am drawing there, but here A, it forms B. Second step is diffusion. Writing intermediates means this is the formation of intermediates. Okay, this is the intermediate. After that, formation of intermediate, then desorption takes place. Desorption means removal of adsorbed particles from the catalyst surface. Now you can write catalyst as it is, you can remove. Then it forms AB is the product. This is the catalyst and AB is the product will form. This is the equation. Now catalyst is, first one is adsorption takes place. Adsorption means there the catalyst, diffusion of catalysts and reactants. Next one, after that, intermediate, formation of intermediate takes place. Next one, after products formation, intermediates, desorption takes place. Desorption means removal of adsorbed particles from the catalyst surface. Now product is separated, that catalyst also separated. This is adsorption theory of heterogeneous catalysis. After that, three more points are there, we will discuss about that. Some more features of catalysts. In that one, first one I am discussing about the activity of the catalysts. Okay, what is activity? Okay, activity of the catalyst I am explaining here. Suppose this is adsorbent, both are there. Okay, both are having strong chemisorption is there. Suppose chemical strong, weak van der Waals forces are there, it forms adsorbent, both are having weak van der Waals forces are there. That is a physisorption. Chemisorption means strong chemical bonds between adsorbate and adsorbent. That is called chemisorption. Okay, here adsorption takes place by the chemisorption. The extended absorption takes place by the chemisorption. Strong bond formation between adsorbate and adsorbent. Okay, now suppose strongly formation takes place means no more attacking of reactants on catalyst surface because that is completely packed. Okay, now here definition, right? Definitions here. Okay, now write the definition here. Its activity, it is the activity of the catalyst. It is its ability to formation of products. It is its ability to formation of products, or it is its ability to increase to increase the activity of the catalyst. Activity of the catalyst. Generally, chemisorption takes place. Chemisorption means adsorbent or adsorbative, both are having strong chemical bonds are there. Further, no space, because those are immobilizable particles are there, no space for the next further chemisorption. Then what is the definition? The activity of the catalyst is its ability to increase the activity of the catalyst. For example, H2, formation of water, it forms H2O. These two, oxygen is a gas, hydrogen is a gas, in presence of platinum oxide is solid. This is an example of heterogeneous catalysis. The formation of water in the form of liquid. This is an example of activity. What is the activity definition? It is its ability to increase the activity of the catalyst, that is called activity. Example, formation of water molecules. There, platinum acts as a catalyst. H2 plus O2 gives H2O. Their catalyst is platinum. After that activity, next second one is selectivity. Selectivity is the heading. Okay, what is selectivity means? It is its ability. Selectivity of the catalyst is its ability to increase the reaction, ability to direct a reaction, to give particular product or specific product. Okay, now you can see what is selectivity. Selectivity of a catalyst is its ability to direct a reaction to give a particular product. Okay, some reactions I will write. For example, CO means carbon monoxide combined with hydrogen gas, then it forms here 3. Suppose both are having 1:1 more. Here 2H2 I will take, and one more equation 3H2 I will take. Okay, now see here. First one I am using catalyst is copper. Here it forms formaldehyde. I will use copper catalyst and it forms formaldehyde. Same carbon monoxide reaction with 2 moles of hydrogen. Then it forms methanol. Their catalyst is in copper, zinc oxide and Cr2O3. This one catalyst. And third one is in presence of nickel catalyst. Nickel is in the form of solid catalyst. Then it forms here methane, CH4 plus hydrogen. H2 plus O is there now. H2O will form. Okay, now hydrogens how many are there? 6. 3 2s are 6. Here 4 plus 2 6. Oxygen atoms, 1 oxygen atoms. This is a balanced equation. Okay, here observe. I am changing the catalyst. Product also changing. Okay, now selectivity means it is its ability to direct a reaction to give a particular product. That is called selectivity. Then important examples, what are that? CO plus H2 in presence of copper catalyst gives formaldehyde. Same CO plus 2H2 in presence of copper, zinc oxide and Cr2O3 catalyst, it forms methanol or methyl alcohol formation takes place. And third one is carbon monoxide reaction with 3H2 or 3 hydrogen molecules. Then it in presence of nickel catalyst gives methane, hydrocarbon forms. Next one more is there. Third one is shape selective catalyst. Shape selective catalyst. Shape selective catalyst. Shape selective catalyst. What is shape selective catalyst means? Before I am going to discuss, the shape selective catalyst is depending upon pore size of the catalyst. Pore means any catalyst you can take, it is having small holes are there. That holes we are calling pores. The shape selective catalyst depends on pore size of catalyst, pore size of catalyst, and the size of reactants, size and shape of the reactants is called shape selective catalyst. The shape selective catalyst depends on the pore size of the pore structure or pore size of the catalyst and size and shape of the reactants, that is called shape selective catalyst. Example, zeolite. Zeolite is a good example of shape selective catalyst. What is zeolite? Zeolites, two types are there: natural zeolites, synthetic zeolites. Natural zeolites, those are obtaining from the river, continuously flowing on the rocks, green color layer will be formed, it contains little bit zeolite, that is natural zeolite. Okay now, synthetic zeolite means actually these are having continuous silicon atoms are there, three-dimensional network structure of silicates, three-dimensional network of silicates. Simple we are calling 3D structure of silicates. We are called. Okay, continuously here SiO, Si bonds are there. Some silicon atoms are replaced by the aluminum. Generally, one example, sodium aluminosilicate is an example of one of the zeolite. Sodium aluminosilicate. Sodium you are taking. Suppose some silicon atoms are replaced by the aluminum atoms, then it forms AlO, Si bonds are formed. This is an example of shape selective catalyst. Zeolite is an example of shape selective catalyst. What is zeolite means? It is a three-dimensional structure of silicates. In that one, SiO, Si bonds are there. Some silicon atoms are replaced by the aluminum atoms. Then it forms AlO, Si bonds will be formed. That is called shape selective catalyst. Zeolite that. Okay, one more important point we are telling. Zeolites we are using as a catalyst in petrochemical industries. Petrochemical industries. Okay, their cracking of petroleum takes place. What is cracking? Cracking means higher hydrocarbon atoms are there. The breaking of higher hydrocarbon atoms into the small segments or small molecules. Okay, now that is called the breaking of higher hydrocarbons into smaller hydrocarbons. That process is called cracking of petroleum. Okay, see here cracking is important. What is cracking means? Higher hydrocarbon molecules are breaking into smaller hydrocarbon atoms. That is called cracking. Here, now for cracking I am using which type of catalyst? I am using zeolite catalyst we are using. Zeolite catalyst we are using. Okay, now here zeolite catalyst we are using. For example, here I am taking alcohol. Here alcohol I am writing. That alcohol treated in presence of ZSM5. ZSM5 is a good shape selective catalyst. It is having the more pore size of the catalyst and depends upon size of the reactants. That's why it is good shape selective catalyst. ZSM5 I am taking. This is treated with alcohol. Then alcohol is converted to the gasoline. Alcohols are converted to the gasoline means nothing but petrol. Okay, now in German they are calling gasoline. Okay, see here what is gasoline? How to prepare the gasoline means alcohol. In presence of ZSM5, it is a good shape selective catalyst. In presence of good shape selective catalyst, it is converted to the gasoline or petrol. Okay. Here what is the which reaction takes place means cracking. The higher hydrocarbons are breaking into smaller hydrocarbons. That is called cracking. That is the process. Okay, now why we are using shape selective catalyst zeolite? Reason is zeolites are having which type of structure means honeycomb structure. Honeycomb structure. Number of times asked to discuss. In 2015, see, in 2015 NEET exam they asked zeolite acts as why zeolite act as a good shape selective catalyst. It means reason is it depends upon pore size of the catalyst, more number of pores are there and depends upon size and shape of the catalyst. Zeolite acts as a good shape selective catalyst, and here zeolite having honeycomb like structure is there. Honeycomb like structure is there. That's why it is acts as a good shape selective catalyst. After that shape selective catalyst is over, After that, one more topic is there, that is enzyme catalysis. Enzyme catalysis. Enzyme catalysis. Enzyme catalysis. Enzyme catalysis. Okay, what is enzyme? Enzyme definitions here. Enzyme acts as a biocatalyst. Enzyme acts as a biocatalyst. These are made up from the number of amino acids. Simple amino acids are the AA short form means amino acids are combined to form proteins. Enzymes are combined to form proteins. Next, proteins are forms enzymes and hormones. Enzymes and hormones. Okay, number of amino acids are there. 21 amino acids are there. Some are essential, some are non-essential amino acids are there. That amino acids are combined to form proteins because it is having number of peptide bonds are there. Proteins having peptide bonds. That proteins are in the form of enzymes and vitamins also it may forms. Okay, enzymes I am taking enzyme catalysis. Okay, here in our body enzymes are stored in crystalline form. Crystalline form. Okay, so here enzyme catalysis means enzyme acts as a biocatalyst. These are made up of from the proteins. Okay, now enzyme catalysis definition what you will write means enzyme catalysis the substance. Okay, enzyme catalysis is obtained from the living things, for example plants and animals. The enzyme catalysis is obtained from the plants and animals. Okay. Enzyme catalysis increases the rate of the reaction. Liquid